Oh, hello, this is Cath. I hope you get inspired by this video today in a couple of ways. One is to realize it is up to you. It is up to me. It is up to us. But the second thing I hope we realize is this, that we do not have to do whatever it is by ourselves. So for inspiration, I draw from my background. And let me tell you a little bit about this. At one point, I was the executive director of the Diplomacy Council in San Diego. And the reason I bring that up is because I met humans from all over the world. And that's from whom I bring these stories today to inspire us to realize that we can start. We can get it started. So, true story number one. This was a woman who came to us from Liberia, and she told this story. God appeared to her in a dream, and he gave her the dream to end the war, the long-time war, in her country of Liberia. What? No. Well, here's what she did. She tried to give the dream to her local priest, and he didn't take it, and he said to her, no, this is your dream. And so what did she do? Honestly, she set about to stop the war in her country. Now, did she do it alone? Of course not. But did she get started? Yes, she did. And this is what happened. She found out that the men were in a meeting space trying to bring all the disparate opinions and ideas together, weren't making much progress. She heard about it and she gathered other women, and here's what they did. They went to the place where the men were meeting, and they literally filled the whole area around the meeting room, and they wouldn't let the men emerge unless they came out with a solution. Isn't that a great story? Just get it started. Get something started. And it's a true story. Heard it from her own lips. Fabulous. Here's another example of somebody's got to start somewhere. It's up to us. Come on. So here's this true story of a woman, one of our visitors from Afghanistan. And she was the first woman in Afghanistan to be a drug trafficking stopper officer. Ooh, and she paid a price for this. She told me that her uncle broke her nose. He was so angry. And she had to leave the funeral of her mother early because there were death threats for the people attending it. Oh. And her family, a lot of the members of her family shunned her. Have you ever been shunned? Oh, it's not fun. I did once for 10 seconds. That's all I ever wanted this lifetime. But at any rate, to make the point, I asked her, I said, what? Why would you do this? And she said, I dream of the day when men and women are considered equal. And she wanted to be a beacon for other women. She was the first. And the other thing that she told me, she relayed how awful it was under the Taliban. And this was Taliban 1, not the Taliban that's currently going on. But when she said how awful it was, whew, you could feel it in the tone of her voice and the look in her eyes. So, the point, get started. Get started. Just get something in motion. Now, we don't have to stop the war in Liberia, or we don't have to take on the drug trafficking issues in Afghanistan. But my point in telling those two examples was, holy cow, you know, if we women, we humans can take up things like that, sometimes we just need to get started and to realize We don't have to do it alone. Just get started. And I hope you liked it and will say so below. And I hope you would consider subscribing, because I'd love to see you again. This is Cath, HumanTuneUp.com. Thanks for listening. See you next time.